Whoa. Good morning. We're skipping today's TikTok live to do some shop upgrades. We got one here in the office. I got another one out in the actual shop. It's not looking good out there. So let's see what we got to do. So our 3D printer is living right here. We get dust falling down from the rafters since we're in the basement. I have an enclosure for the 3D printer, but the issue is this rolling cart, it's not flat on top. So we need a piece of wood to go on top of here, but it's also recessed down. So let's see what size wood we need. Looks like about 17 3/4 deep by about 26. That'll get us this depth here. And it only needs to be, which I'm hoping will just fit a sheet of MDF. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch deep. And then we can cut another bigger piece up top here. So 26 by 17 3/4. Let's go see what we got. So from doing the bathroom remodel and getting the 3D printer with the rolling cart downstairs, the shop has taken a hit. And it's not fun to be out here. Let's look around. So the workbench, this is the main work area and storage spot for everything in the bathroom remodel. Hopefully this will be done here this next week. Got a full weekend and then a full 3-day weekend to try to get this complete. The 3D printer is sitting on the base of this. So this is now just sitting on my workbench, and all the stuff that was in the base is now just sitting here. So we got to find homes for that. Taking that cart, which actually used to sit in that corner, kind of threw this whole area in disarray. So I was trying to roll the other cart over there to see how it looked. Yeah, just not really liking it. We've been doing a lot of turning, so I got to clean up a lot of sawdust. Everything out here is covered in dust, so I want to get it cleaned. Look how dusty the dust collection unit is. So we need to give a good vacuum and wipe down to most everything in the shop before we get back to turning. Which brings me to today's first task. We got to get that table built for the 3D printer. I was thinking about using this old chunk of melamine I have here. And instead of cutting a whole piece to sit down on the top, we'll just cut some runners that are the thickness. I've got a 1x12 here. I've also got a 1x8 back here. I think if we just take the 1x8 and just cut 2, maybe 3 sections at, 17 3/4, we'll be good. And we could screw that to the bottom of the melamine and then set the printer back on top of that. So let me grab this piece out of here and I'll see you guys over at the miter saw. Just so happened, I have from the bathroom remodel, I got a 1x8 over here already on the miter saw, and it's big enough that we can get 2 sections out of this. So let's cut this and see if that's enough space to support in the center of the rolling cart, because the tabletop will sit on the edges. So yeah, let's cut this guy real fast. There we go. We got our 2 pieces. Let's head back inside and see if they actually fit. And that's good timing, as our 3D print is done. Needs to cool more. Must have just wrapped up. This will tell us. Oh, perfect. Perfect. We might actually need one more piece. This does sit higher than the side. So we need one more 1x8 for the middle, but these will take up enough on the sides. And we'll see if we have a scrap piece of 1x something we can put in the center. Maybe a 1x12 would be the best, since that's where most of the weight of this unit will be. The enclosure will be nice because it also has this LED bar. So we'll be able to get a lot better views and lighting for our 3D printer, as well as we have printed the time-lapse. I don't know if you guys can actually see it through the camera. We have printed the time-lapse add-on for the Bambu Labs A1. So we'll be doing some time-lapse prints of all the tools that we're using. Let's get back out and find another piece of 1x. Oh, let's see what I got under here. Thought I'd have more offcuts down there. Let's check the other wood rack. I know I've got one here. Oh, what is this? I might not even have to cut that. Now, will everything fall when I take this board out? Nope. Perfect. This can live in the center, holding up all the weight. Now let me grab this piece of melamine. See what I mean when I'm saying that the shop needs some work? It needs some love bad. It's not as deep as I was hoping before I pull it all the way out. It's only 24. We can't use that. The dimensions I need, you know, after a struggle, 30 inches by 32 inches. So I think the plan now will be to take 2 of these. You know, it's only gonna give us 1/2 inch thick material. We've got 36 by 48, plenty enough space. So we can do this, we can cut this, but it takes us to our next problem. We can't cut anything because our outfeed is just a bunch of junk. So let's get that moved where I have no clue. But we'll do it just so we can make a path to cut these boards real quick. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but it got everything off of here so we can now get these boards cut so we can actually finish a project today. We still need to do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know where this is going yet. I'm thinking over here up against the fridge on the side on this other bench. I want to take this top off eventually and do like a 2-layer high top. It's more in line with the outfeed of that table. All these tools will be redistributed through these drawers and organized, and my other rolling rack. So for the time being, it's great. And also this outfeed table needs a little work. Like when I first built it, I didn't know what I was gonna be using it mostly for. So I only have ledges on this side and this side. So when I need to clamp something down, I actually have to pull it out away from the table saw and work on this side. So maybe we'll put some overhangs on both sides for clamps. Also, I might do the micro jig notches in the tabletop. That looks like, especially for the stuff I've been doing lately, something that would work great. So we wanna go 32 in length. Right there, by 30. All right, let's get you guys spun around and we'll get the table saw going. While I'm thinking of it, since I'm right here, we'll hook up the dust collector and feed it through. I think it's also time to get rid of some of this stuff I haven't been using down here. Where'd you go? Did I lose you? Oh, there you are. See, not easy. Not easy to run something to the table saw when we need to, so we just need to pipe in some dust collection here. There we go. Let's get you guys moved. All right. So on this table saw, I only have the width to go over 24 on my rule. So we will just have to work around that. Let's rip these guys first. So 6 inches. Power is off to the table saw, always good. And this Ryobi saw, it's just easier to measure with a tape measure. Get it close, put a little bit of pressure on here, and then what I do, because this thing isn't very true, is I then bring the tape measure down here and I measure from where the front is to where it matches one of these ridges down here. So I know that this ridge is 6.5 inches. So I can then come back here, match that up to here, push it over a little bit, and then lock it down. Not the best workflow, but you know, this thing is what, 20, 30 years old now? All right, and it doesn't matter what orientation we feed it through. All right, as you can tell, I don't like the table saw much, but it is nice to have one. So, where's my tape? We're now sitting at 30. Yes. Now we just need to go to 32, which if I'm not mistaken is this, this line down here. So now we need to take the blade to 16 inches. Unplug it on the side. Move this as close to 16 as we can get. We'll just clear our spacing over here, and then we'll make sure we're right at 16 and do our measurement again. So okay, 15 inches. Hold on a sec. Now we're looking good. This is the Ryobi VT3000 table saw, if anyone was wondering. Not a bad little saw, but I wish they would have done some stuff differently. Like the miter slots in here are an aftermarket thing. They didn't include them in the regular saw because it has the sliding table. But the sliding table is only clipped in with some plastic clips on the side, and it always gets out of square real quick. So you had to buy these miter slots, and they're not cheap now. I think one set, so technically you would like to have another miter slot on both sides. Just one of these pieces of aluminum right now, since it's such an old saw, you got to find them on eBay when they pop up, is about 100 to 150 bucks when they become available. I've always thought about picking up a second one. I just haven't had that kind of disposable income to do on a table saw since I don't use it that much. But down the road, that will be an upgrade we do. Set the blade back down below. There we are, we're good now. Turn off that dust collector. I need to get the little remote for the dust collector. That would be nice. There we go. Get them both oriented the same way. And our piece of 1x, let's see how long it actually is. Yeah, we're only off an inch, so that won't be too bad. Most of the weight of the unit, the enclosure I have is much bigger than the printer itself. So I think this will be fine because there's not going to be much weight out here on the ends. And if so, we can always build a frame. But I think this is the first go and try. So let's take this down there and see how it all sits. And then we might just screw down through the top of the plywood into these. So let me get some wood screws that will not go through the whole thing. 1.25 inch. I need like small guys. Sorry I had to drop below you. Let's see, are these too big? Yep, too big. Well, might have to go pick up some small screws. I don't think I have any in the screw shop over here. At least not small wood. Oh, I take that back. This is for hardwood. We can probably make that work. What are these? These are for particle board. I think we just found a winner. Perfect. We'll take these guys. And they're a Phillips. So I just need to take a drill. Do I have a drill out here, or are they all in the bathroom? They're all in the bathroom remodel. All right, let's go inside. All right, first things first. Gotta get that sip of coffee. I need to set this behind you guys. All right, got our drill. Let's get this print removed. It's a center finder. We'll probably be printing a bunch of these just to have them scattered around the shop. I'll link the any 3D prints you see in any of my videos. Check the description. It'll have links to the maker and designer if we didn't design them ourselves. Just like this Porter cable battery holder. It'll all be down in the description because I can't remember who off the top of my head makes all these things. All right, so we got to get this thing unplugged and brought down so we can work. Luckily, I have been planning for this. So everything's right here. Will be a little bit heavier with the AMS unit on top. Nothing too crazy. Not bad at all. I'll just say right behind us. This whole area is a mess. Mostly my fault because I got a boatload of Legos, ton of Legos. So we're gonna work on reorganizing this, make it more of an entertainment area for the family. All right, so here's our thought. I think this is probably the best way. Most of our weight's gonna be put right here. I don't like the fact that it overhangs a lot. So, which way is, this is 32 wide, so it's only 30 deep. Let's pull. Luckily, it's pretty light. I like that a little bit better. Like I said, the printer's mostly gonna sit here, and the enclosure is what's gonna be behind it. But I can still access everything. We don't need to screw much. Kind of just winging it. And we'll go in the center. Eventually, I'm sure I'll have some sort of proper bench down here for that. Now, are those too far back? Can't tell. That one is. All right. Perfect. That one didn't feel like it caught anything. There we go. All right, this one's still in the same spot. Last but not least. So should really only need 4 screws on this thing. Like I was saying, eventually we'll probably have a bench that takes up this whole space, and or maybe even repurpose one of these storage racks. But our wood's holding it up. Let's put our 3D printer back up here and see how she fits. Oh yeah, much better. Much, much better. Because then, I think it's this. So like I said, it's just like a little tent for the 3D printer. And I cut it just big enough to where it should fit. There we go. Oh my gosh. Printer poop all over the ground. Perfect. Is this a little bit overkill for this printer? I think so. But I like the option of having more space than it being too tight. There we go. Perfect. Back there. I'll have a link to the enclosure also down in the description. Not affiliated. Put the Amazon link. I did a lot of research and reading on what enclosures I should be using. I was gonna say, please tell me this thing. I might have to take everything off to put this thing on. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Okay. Back to square one. So, all right. Start with the printer, because that's the heaviest bit and most fragile bit. All right, and we'll take this guy. Let's throw him over here. This thing is massive. Reminds me of a pizza oven, or like a pizza bag. Maybe I'll have a better understanding if I zip it back up. The struggle is real. So this is the bottom. That makes more sense. Get this frame added in here. I'm just barely scraping the ceiling and getting stuff falling on me. Hence why we need this enclosure. The rate I'm going, I should have put a time lapse on this thing. Get myself out of there. I mean, it's not easy, but we're almost there. I'm sure it's kind of a snug fit too. Wunderbar. Perfect. Trying not to break too much more. It's gonna be a giant oven box. That's what it looks like. Reason I picked this one, firstly the size. So I wanted to be able to have the AMS mounted on top of my printer in the enclosure. But B, it's our color scheme. So it's black and orange. I need to see how this thing mounts. This thing being in the light, I can always zip tie it. We'll just use cable ties. I'm gonna put it towards the front. So that's where most of the printing will be done. Hopefully I can reach it from, I guess I can have it come out the outside right there. Here we go. Let's see if we can get the light turned on. Hey, not too bad. Not the best, but it's better than what we have. Can eventually probably put some LED lights up there. All right, now let's get the printer back in there. I'm tired of lifting this thing. So it's actually gonna go in at an angle. Not too bad. Right where I want it. Power ran. I guess we can go out the side with everything else. Don't have to run it out the back. Let's get our poop collector. I need to print a new one since I put the AMS on top. The poop bucket I have doesn't match with the foot of the printer now. And let's see, does everything work? Got our unit, and we're just about in the middle. Turn the foot and lock it. This thing actually doesn't move too much while we're working. There we go. Now, print and an enclosure. Is this needed? Not really. All my prints have been turning out great. It's just the fact that we have dust raining down from the ceiling down here in the basement because our house is about 100 years old. So I wanted to put this in here so I didn't have to worry about dust messing up any of my prints. Like I said, if you're interested in something like this or need something like this, link for it will be down in the description. I don't know who this is, but it seems to work well. I'll let you know if it doesn't. All right, and that wraps up this episode of Shop Upgrades. We're gonna be bouncing in between the office and the wood shop doing upgrades along this series. So if you want to see what else we've done, check out this video up here. And if not, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe if you haven't already done it. It really does help us out, and we'll keep making content for the rest of 2025 and into 2026. Can't wait to see where we go. I'll talk to you guys next time.